Yes, I love budgeting, and yes, I like to splurge on things that are important to me because you can actually do both. So today I'm sharing the 10 best things I've splurged on, everything from little things to the big things, so stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel we talk about life and money and how you can enjoy life while still accomplishing financial goals through the use of a budget. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. I have been budgeting for the last 7 years and it has made a huge difference in our lives. We've been able to accomplish financial goals like paying off $87,000 of debt, saving for an emergency fund, saving for a down payment on a house. But we've also been able to enjoy our lives along the way because we budget, and we're able to give ourselves that permission to spend and that permission to splurge on things. So we definitely have purchased some things that are splurges. I used to think that in order to accomplish big financial goals, we had to completely cut out any sort of enjoyment or splurge, but that is definitely the wrong mindset to have, and you can do both. I'm actually coming out with a course soon all about just that, how you can enjoy life and accomplish financial goals with a budget. So if you want to learn more about that and be the first to know when that course launches and get an exclusive discount, I will have an email waitlist down below and you can enter your email so you can get more information. And this course will walk you through everything that we did on our financial journey to be able to accomplish those big financial goals that we had set out and still enjoy our lives along the way, because both are really important. So the first big splurge that I would say is worth it, I'll start off with a big one. There are no order, I guess. But the first big thing would be our washer and dryer. So we splurged on this 2 years ago after we had our first son, Peter. He was born, we realized that we were doing so much laundry, and the washer and dryer that we had before was just the most basic washer and dryer, has the agitator, right? That's what it's called. And those were what were in our house when we moved in, which it was nice of when we bought this house that it came with a washer and dryer, but they were so old and simple that it didn't even have a buzzer on it, so you just had to assume that it was a 40-minute cycle or something, and so then you just come back and 40 minutes, set a timer on your phone, but it didn't do any of that. So we then decided to splurge. We bought ourselves an actually nice washer and dryer. We bought this GE washer and dryer. I'll leave a link to it down below. But it has been amazing, and every single time I do laundry, I actually enjoy it because we have a nice washer and dryer. They are smart appliances, and so it actually connects to an app, so then that alerts us of when there's 5 minutes remaining on the cycle. And then if you need to have it tumble for longer, you can update that on the app and say let it go for another 5 minutes, which is really nice. And I was so bad about checking the wash, and the fact that it just alerts me on my phone that I'm okay, yeah, it's time to go get the laundry, makes it so much easier. The other thing I love about the washer specifically is that it has this reservoir that you just fill with detergent, and so then when you start a cycle, you just hit start and it just pulls it from the reservoir. But if you want to use special detergent, then it has another space for that you could put in for a special cycle if you want to. Anyway, it's a dream. They're amazing washer and dryer, and I definitely do not regret that at all. We've had them for 2 years, still love them, still love doing laundry because of it, and that has been a pretty decently sized splurge, but has been one of our favorites. The second splurge that has been totally worth it for us has been vacations, and more specifically Hawaii. We love going to Hawaii. We live in Portland, Oregon, West Coast, so a lot of people in the Pacific Northwest vacation to Hawaii, and we are some of those people, and I'd love to go every year, and we kind of did besides 2020. So we love getting to go to Hawaii. It's our favorite place. And going back to that mentality that I used to have, when we were working on paying off debt, we didn't eat out. We didn't go on vacation. We didn't buy anything at Target or Amazon or nothing. We lived so simply, and it was so hard on my mental health, honestly, because we were just going to work, coming home, watching Netflix, going to bed every day, and we didn't get to have any life enjoyment because I thought that that's what we needed to do to be able to accomplish financial goals. But I've since realized that, like I said, you can do both, and so we have been able to build our savings while still taking an annual trip to Hawaii and doing things like that. So it's definitely a splurge, right, to go on vacation, especially to a further away destination where you have to fly. But those splurges have definitely been worth it to us, and I have great memories from the trips that we've taken. We recently went to the Big Island. We took our son Peter and we went with our family, and it was amazing. Like, I don't know, just the sunshine, the breeze, the ocean. I just love all of it, the Hawaii vibes. And it's just always been worth it to us. But that being said, even though we splurge on some things, I still try and find ways that I can save money on it. And so travel hacking is something that we also try to do to be able to save money on those splurges. Like, we have an Alaska Airlines credit card that gets an annual companion fare, and so that way we only have to pay for one ticket instead of two each year because we have that credit card reward. And then we also have like a Hilton credit card that we get Hilton points from and things like that. So we try and still find ways to save money but still be able to partake in these splurges that are important to us. So Hawaii, we definitely don't do it on the cheap, but we are able to find ways to save because of utilizing that and still fully enjoy our vacation and the splurge. Feel like I'm starting off with some big things. There are some smaller little splurges in here too, but the next big thing that I'll share has been the snoo. So like I said, we have a son named Peter. He's almost 2, and sleep was really rough in the beginning for us with Peter. And when Peter was 8 weeks old, he was just like in a normal, bassinet with us, like next to our bed. And he didn't love to sleep in it. So I remember we were holding him for him to be able to sleep. Like, we were taking turns holding him. Like, I'd hold him for a few hours, then I'd sleep, and then Jacob would hold him. And then anyway, we went like back and forth. And so then we were like, okay, we need to do something about this. And so we bought the snoo. And I will say that it was life-changing for us in our sleep situation. And then Peter went on to be able to sleep more hour chunks. We didn't have to hold him in the night. He's actually now a really great nighttime sleeper, and I'm super grateful for that. But the snoo was miraculous. I loved it, and it's definitely a splurge. Now, when I bought it in 2020, I think that it was normally like $1,100 or $1,200. It's now like $1,600, which is a lot. But when I bought it at the time, they were doing a sale. So they sometimes do like a couple sales a year. So I ended up buying it when it was on sale, which worked out perfectly. So I believe I paid less than $1,000 for it, which, again, trying to find ways to save on things that I wanted to buy anyway. And that splurge has definitely been worth it for us. We have the snoo. I'm actually having another baby in June, and so we were planning to use the snoo from the get-go when we bring this baby home from the hospital. So we already have that taken care of. And we actually lent it out to friends over the last 2 years since our son used it. We've had 3 other babies use our snoo, which has been really fun. I'll leave a link to the snoo down below, and you can check it out there if you want. It's definitely a splurge, but for us, being able to get sleep was most definitely worth it. Okay, the next thing is pretty small, but it's definitely a splurge, and that is weekly Starbucks trips. Now, this is something that I've been doing for many years, and I'd share on Instagram every Monday before I'd go to work. I would get myself a Starbucks, and that was my once a week time where I would allow myself the permission to spend on getting Starbucks. I don't get anything super fancy, just like a toffee nut latte, decaf. I like only drink decaf even when I'm not pregnant, but it's just nice to get that like little treat. And I found that if I allowed myself the permission to spend on something that I enjoyed or something that I wanted, that then I wouldn't be as tempted to go do it like 3 times a week, because I'm just like giving myself that permission to go on Mondays. So my weekly Starbucks run is something that I look forward to. I allow myself to go once a week to be able to have that splurge, and it's been totally worth it. And you still can pay off debt, you still can save money, even if you're getting Starbucks once a week. Like, that's not the thing that's holding you back from reaching your financial goals. The 5th splurge that's been totally worth it was for me to be able to have a stay-at-home mom lifestyle. So when my son Peter was born, I went on maternity leave from my job in accounting. I ended up actually going back to my job at like 10 hours a week remotely. I then bumped that down to 5 hours a week, and then I ended up quitting altogether. Now, I still have my YouTube channel and I work a little bit, on that obviously, but for the first 18 months of Peter's life, I got to be fully home with him. Like, I was his primary caregiver, and I would work when he was either napping or asleep for the night. And it was a lot to juggle, but I'm so grateful that I got to have that season of having 18 months with him. Peter now goes to school 2 days a week, and he started doing that at 18 months, and we felt like he really needed that for his social benefit because he's been a pandemic baby. And then it also gives me some time to be able to get work done on those specific days, and that way when he's home I can be, you know, fully present, and we can go to the zoo, we can go to the library, like, you know, do those other things. So I don't know what you want to call me, a stay-at-home mom, work from home mom, whatever, I don't care. All I can say is that I love the lifestyle that we've been able to create, and that's definitely a splurge. I totally understand that being a stay-at-home mom or being a work-from-home mom is a splurge, and it definitely was a scary jump to make initially, but it's been totally worth it for us. The next splurge that has been worth it for us has been Apple products. Apple has me right where they want me. I'm a sucker. I have the iPhone, the newest iPhone, I have the watch, I have the AirPod Pros, I have my MacBook, and I just love that they all like talk together. It's so nice. And Apple, we all know, is fantastic at marketing, and they release something and you're like, I gotta have it. And am I a sucker for Apple marketing? Yeah, probably. And I love the Apple products that I have. Again, this is another one of those things though that is a splurge, but I found ways to save money on. Actually, thinking of all of these Apple products, I haven't paid full price for any of them. I bought my computer refurbished. I bought my watch when it was on sale at Costco, as well as my AirPods when they were on sale at Costco. My phone, they were doing a special promo, so it cost me like, I think I got it for free when I traded in my old phone like last year. Anyway, so I've found ways to be able to save on it, but I feel like these devices have been worth it for me, which I know sounds kind of silly, but I do not regret my iPhone, my computer, my watch, my AirPods. I use them every single day. And I'm also a huge fan of splurging on things that I'm going to use often. I feel like that's way more worth it for me. So thinking of how much time I spend on my phone or my computer, my watch, my AirPods, definitely has been worth the splurge. The 7th splurge that's been worth it has been Madewell jeans. And when I'm not pregnant, I love my Madewell jeans. Actually, when I am pregnant, the only pair of maternity jeans that I own are also Madewell. And I try to avoid buying them for a long time because they are a bit more pricey. And I was like, there's no way I'd want to pay that. But then I actually tried them and they just fit so well, and they're really high quality, and it just made sense. So I try to find ways to save again, and one awesome thing that they do is you could actually bring in a pair of old jeans. They don't need to be Madewell, they could be any kind of other brand of jeans, and you get like a voucher. I think it might be like $10 or $20 off like your purchase. And so I save up old jeans that I've had from years past that aren't Madewell brand, and I'll bring them in every once in a while and get that coupon voucher. So that's a great way for me to save. And they also run sales pretty frequently, so whenever I've bought a pair of their jeans, I've never paid full price because of that, and these jeans have lasted me a long time. I'm pregnant right now, so hopefully they will fit pretty soon again within a decent amount of time. I'm not like rushing to, you know, try and lose baby weight or whatever, and I have all summer to be able to get back to jean size probably. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can fit back into those at some point, but I'm a huge fan of Madewell jeans. The 8th thing that's been a splurge but worth it has been HelloFresh. We started doing HelloFresh a few months ago because honestly, I'm not a great cook. I don't know how to cook, which is kind of embarrassing for me to say as I'm like almost 28 years old. And we just hadn't been eating super healthy. And so found HelloFresh. I heard a lot about it from all these influencer people, and I was like, is it actually that good? So we tried it out with like their initial promo thing, and we actually ended up really enjoying it. So HelloFresh is a meal delivery kit service that sends all the ingredients for meals for you to make at home with step-by-step instructions of how to make it, and all the ingredients are like pre-portioned for you and everything. Makes it super easy. I feel like I've learned how to cook, which is exciting. I actually look forward to cooking, which is not super common. And then my family is like eating healthier, which I enjoy as well. And it's also saved us a lot of time with trying to, you know, figure out all the meals for things. Anyway, I feel like it's been worth it for us. And it does cost a little bit more than it would if you were to go buy all of those ingredients at the store. But the problem is that when you buy those ingredients, then you end up having like leftover portions of an ingredient, where I like HelloFresh sends you like the exact ingredients that you need, like the portions of it. So I feel like we aren't wasting as much food, whereas I know that whenever I'd make a recipe that had like several ingredients in it, I feel like I'd waste half the ingredients because it didn't call for the whole thing in the recipe. So I feel like in that way it's also saving us money. But also with inflation these days, our normal grocery bill was getting so high that the cost of HelloFresh wasn't really that much more. So we feel like it's been worth it for us. I actually have a referral with them. This isn't sponsored. I just have a referral. Anyone can have a referral, but I have a referral where you can get $120 off when you sign up. So if you want to check that out, I'll have that linked in the description box below, and try it out. See if you like it. There's a bunch of meal kit delivery services out there. You could try HelloFresh, then get the promo for another one. I don't care. We just have really enjoyed HelloFresh the most. We did a few of them, and HelloFresh was our favorite. So you can check that out. But that's definitely been a splurge that's been worth it for us, and we continue to do each week. The next splurge that we have enjoyed has been a baby product, and that is Lovevery toys. So Lovevery is a subscription play kit company that sends you toys that are perfect for your child's age and stage of development straight to your door. And I love that it takes the guesswork out of trying to figure out like what your child needs for their age and stage, like what's going to be best for them. So these toys are really high quality, Montessori inspired. And when Peter was a newborn, I was like, what am I supposed to do with him? Like, what's going to be most helpful for him? So I found Lovevery and I purchased the newborn play kit, and we loved it so much that we were planning to get the additional ones. Lovevery has since then reached out to me, and they've sent me the following play kits, and we've loved them since. So they've been great. And it also makes it really easy for like toy rotation, which is important when you have kids, to be able to like rotate out their toys to keep things fresh and interesting. And Peter has found different ways to play with like older play kits. And then we also have those toys all saved, so now our second baby can use them as well. So we haven't paid for all of these kits. I understand that because Lovevery's reached out to me, but we paid for the first one. We were planning to pay for ongoing ones. But my view on it is that it is an investment that you can use then for like future kids if you decide to have more children. And I feel like that's been worth it. And it's also, again, it just made it really simple and easy for us to know like what's going to be best for our kids at this like age and stage, because I am not a child development expert and I don't know like what's supposed to be best at that time. So we've loved Lovevery for that. And I will have a link to Lovevery and their play kits down below, and you can check them out there if you want. And it comes to $40 a month based on their like subscription, but I feel like I'd spend $40 a month on toys for Peter anyway. So that's another reason why we feel like it's been worth it. And the 10th splurge that we feel like is worth it is Tillamook ice cream. And I know this is very specific, but we live in Portland, Oregon, and Tillamook, if you guys have had any of their dairy products, is on the Oregon coast, and they have a cheese factory, and we've gone there multiple times because we're Oregonians, and you get to sample cheese, you get to eat ice cream. Like it's a wonderful place. And so Tillamook has just been a favorite, and it's honestly so good. So Tillamook ice cream is especially good. I think it might be a little bit cheaper for us here in Oregon because we're like right next to where they make it, but I know that other places in the country might be more expensive, but it is expensive. It's like, you know, $5 or $6, I think it's now maybe like $6 for a quart. I think they're also like shrinking the sizes down, you know, like inflation stuff, making it more money for like less ice cream in the carton. But anyway, it's like $6 a carton for ice cream, and so it's hard to be like, oh man, we're spending, you know, that much money on ice cream. But we don't eat ice cream like every night, so it's not like it's super frequently, but sometimes, at least where we live, they do like promos on Tillamook, so I just always look for it every single time we go to the store to see if it's on sale. Like this last week, they were doing a 2-for-1 deal, and I was like, stock up on ice cream. So I love to splurge on Tillamook ice cream. It's the best. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it. If you haven't, go get yourself Tillamook ice cream because it's worth it. It's so good. So much better. So much better. So those are my 10 splurges that have been worth it. And again, you can totally splurge on things and enjoy your life while still accomplishing financial goals. So if you want to check out that course that is going to be launching soon, again, I will have a link to that waitlist down in the description. You can enter your email and be notified when it is ready, and also get an exclusive discount. So I will have that linked below for you there. And you can check out the description for the links for the little splurges that I mentioned in this video. So thanks so much for hanging out. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.